Next week will be better because I'll have my hair cut.
I like your hair, Charlie. I think it looks good. Do
Cool.
you have gel in it? Is there gel in your hair?
No.
That's just El Natural? Got some nice hair there. I had no idea that you were such a fan of Duran Duran. I didn't know that you followed them.
Yeah.
How long did you follow them for?
I've been following them on Twitter for like 19 years.
You've been following Duran Duran on Twitter? That Twitter hasn't been around for 19 years, Charlie.
Yeah, it has. It was just for Duran Duran until they.
Oh, it was just for
the public.
It was. When I was a kid, I actually liked Duran Duran. Like if a grown man tells you they like Duran Duran, you are obligated to punch them directly in the face as hard as you can. Like if a guy comes up to you and be like, "Hey, what bands are you into?" Be like, I like Slayer and I like Ice Cube and Duran Duran. Right there, got to just haul off and punch him right in the face.
Like when I was a kid, Duran Duran was already oldies.
They were already old when you were a kid?
Yeah, I think so.
I forgot. You're a pup. You're a pup. When I was a kid, like Duran Duran, was the shit. Chat, Duran Duran. 1 for if you like Duran Duran. 2 if you do not like Duran Duran. Tra la la la. The reflex. Welcome to your Vape Hot Tub. It is Friday, and you guys know, what we like to do on Friday. Charlie, what do we like to do?
We like to jump in that hot tub.
We like to get in the hot tub. We like to get bubbly.
Get bubbly.
Yep. We like to get sudsy. We like to get super, super hot in the Vape Hot Tub. We are going to have a fantastic time today. We're going to relax, have some fun, get ready for the weekend, and just talk a little bit about a lot of news this week, Charlie. It was a holiday this week. How was your New Year's?
It was good. Like any other day, pretty much. But we had a little live stream action going on for New Year's Eve, and my stepson and I built his new gaming computer that he got for Christmas. So I wanted him to build his first computer, so we did that. So,
build it. Like, did you like actually got the box and put everything
together? I got him the case and
like building it to me means like plugging in the LAN cable and the controller.
Oh yeah, no, like I got him a case and all the parts for Christmas. He just got boxes with a whole lot of boxes in them, parts, and we had to put it together.
How long until it doesn't work anymore, do you think?
Hopefully for him a while, because he's not going to get another one. So.
What games did you get him for his gaming computer? What game is he? He's a gamer. I like games.
He's a pretty hardcore gamer.
What's he play?
He's on Steam. He's been playing Rainbow Six. He plays a fight game. War Thunder was the first thing we set up and tested with. He plays Calls of Duty, and a game called Ark, and that's all I know about for now.
Is he gonna become a streamer? You can make some money doing that, streaming games.
We'll see.
Why don't you set him up?
He wants to become a streamer.
I think it's a good idea. You could live off his income. Those guys make a lot more money than we do.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I
think you should do that. I think you should pimp your child.
He's probably already got more subs than we do.
It's not very nice.
He doesn't even have a camera yet.
That's not very nice. I've worked hard for these 3,000 subs.
We do have.
I've worked my ass off.
I found out we have more subs than those Juggalo guys that I saw on YouTube the other night.
I love the Juggalo guys. I love them. I told you I've been down the rabbit hole.
A whole new rabbit hole.
Whole new rabbit hole. I have subscribed to all their channels and I've watched them regularly. And they've got some pretty good comedy. They're some pretty funny guys. They really are. They have good senses of humor. They're funny.
Do they always wear masks?
The guys who wear masks, they're a different sect. See, they're different sects. Like in the vaping community, we have our own groups and things of that nature. The guys who wear the masks are their own group. And they're pretty funny. They're pretty fun. They're really funny.
Is the mask the Bender Boys or are they?
That's who that group is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't gone too far down that rabbit hole, but I caught some of it through some vaping.
I'm telling you, if it's good entertainment. It's lewd. It's lewd. It's not PG and it's not for people under 18. It's not for kids. I mean, it's for adults, but they write off some pretty funny shit. Again, I am like completely down the rabbit hole. I've literally spent like the last 3 days just that's all I've watched on YouTube.
B.O. Larry, what's up, my dude?
So what is happening? I'm going to roll through. I'm going to say hi to some people that have joined us in the chat, and then we're going to get this show on the road. We got quite a bit to talk about. Quite a bit. I had a tough week, Charlie. I had a tough week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I wrecked my car. Huh.
Oh shit.
Yeah. On Monday? I think it was Monday.
You weren't live streaming at 102 miles per hour, were you?
Nope.
Oh, we'll get to that in the news.
I was driving to. I had a doctor's appointment for my feet. When you get old, your feet start going bad.
You
know that because you're walking on them a lot through your life. So as you get older, your feet are like, look, I don't want you to walk on me anymore. I'm fucking sick of this. So they start hurting. And so my feet started hurting. So I had to go to the foot doctor. Well, I went to the foot doctor and I drove into one of their trees. I just drove right into it. Fucked my car up.
Wait, you were in the parking lot?
Yeah. Yeah, I was in the parking lot. I went to park. And instead of hitting the
brake, hit the gas.
Instead of hitting the brake, I hit the gas. Here's what happened. I hit the accelerator, and there was a curb, and then there was a tree. Well, the curb, when I hit the curb, it discombobulated me. So I was reaching with my little legs. I was kicking my little leg, trying to get to the brake, but I couldn't reach it.
Did you
could not reach it? Huh?
Did you shit your pants?
No, I didn't. But I hit the tree, and there's a bunch of people in the parking lot. They came running over. They're like, "You okay?" I was like, "Yeah, perfect."
Oh, did you?
What happened? I was
did you just like park, get out, and walk in like nothing happened?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
I walked in the door and walked in.
I did. I walked in there. I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" They're like, "This lady's like, I worked here 30 years. I've never seen anybody do anything like that." I was like, "Now you have." I was like, "Look, I don't think I'm going to be able to make my appointment. I've got a little situation outside. I got to take care of. My car's in your tree."
Your dad probably called someone and was like, "We're gonna have to take the keys away from Scott."
I swear to God, I thought that. My dad's gonna be like, "Scott, you're probably not capable of driving anymore." And the funny thing is, I went out there. There was a kid. I think he had Down syndrome. He was out there just staring at my car. I was like, "Hey, what's up, man?" He's like, "Hey."
Didn't hit him.
This guy hit a tree. I was like, "This guy is this guy. That's me." It's like, "How'd you do that?" I was like, man, I was like, "I don't know. I just lost control, buddy."
Somebody.
What happened? So me and him sat there and talked for a little bit. And I was like, he's probably the only guy in this whole place now that can relate to me. The idiot that hit the tree is talking to the guy with Down syndrome outside.
I can't remember if it was a vape reviewer or somebody from one of my other hobbies, but we had somebody, their daughter went to take the driving test at the DMV and got there and did the same thing, confused the gas and the brake, and actually jumped over the curb and into the DMV windows.
Really?
Yeah.
They pass?
Oh. They still gave her the driver's test and stuff after they called the record.
Did they really? They're like,
Yeah.
Look, you probably can pass this. Look, we're in Louisiana, guys. You can probably still pass this test. Yeah, so I had that happen. That happened on Monday, and then I went to work on Tuesday. My computer died at work. So I had no computer. There was nobody there. I was just like sitting at work. I had all this work to do. Couldn't work. I had a bad week. I really did. And then, so that's pretty much nothing else really other than that. I don't think. Might be some other stuff, but I don't think I can think of. Pretty tough week, though. I had a good New Year's. I went out to eat with the wife.
Oh, yeah? Where'd you go?
Went to a place, Italian restaurant.
Ooh. I can do some Italian. It's been a while since I had good Italian.
I fucked it up. I don't even know what I had. It's some kind of chicken. It's called like pan top chicken, something like that. Lovely. It was lovely. All right, let's run through and say hi to everybody real quick. Then we'll get this show started. Big Red Vapor Channel, what's happening, brother? Black Cat Whiteface, that is me. Cal's Irons, what's up, Cal's? Charlie.
That's me.
Good to see you. Glad you're here. Cloud King Cody, great to see you. Glad you are here. Cody's mom. What's up, Cody's mom? Cody's mom has got it going on. Did you know that?
Cody's mom or Colt's mom?
Colt's mom. Sorry, Cody. That's Colt's mom.
You were thinking about Cody's mom, apparently.
Dave Flowers, what's up, Dave? I can't read. Dave Flowers, what's happening? Daytime Frank, great to see you, man. Thank you for joining. Dustin Kendall, great to see you, brother. Thank you for joining, sir. Frank Einstein, what's up, Frankie? Great to see you. Mr. Bull, what's up, Bull? Good to see you, man. Glad you are here. Grady, What's up, Grady? Great to see you, man. Glad you are here. Jane Dodd, what's up, Jane? How are you, honey? I love you. Great to see you. Glad you're here. Leo Barry, great to see you, man. Glad you're here. Mr. Mark Loomis, what's up, Mark? How you doing, man? Great to see you, buddy. Glad you are here. Mad Viking, what's going on, Mad Viking? Great to see you. Mr. Pebble, my Bevel, great to see you. RB, what's up, RB? Great to see you, buddy. Ricky Mahoney, great to see you. Robert, what's going on, Robert? How you doing, man? Great to see you. Stu Rep, good to see you, man. And my man with the plan, Mr. Tommy to the motherfucking V. Good to see you, brother. Glad you are all here. Now, got any funny news for us today, Charlie?
Yeah, I've got a few stories.
Bring a little funny news into the play here.
One I actually saw was kind of crazy, but only had the video. Apparently on New Year's Eve, I believe it was outside of Memphis. Of course, New Year's Eve was happening, fireworks. People just decided to pull the old celebratory gunfire off.
I heard about this.
So these two cops are just sitting in their car, and all of a sudden a bullet comes through the window and hits a cop in the chest.
No.
But he was wearing a vest.
Oh, God.
So it thumped him really hard, of course. I'm sure he has a big bruise and a knot. But they thought they were under attack, of course. And then I guess as they were preparing to battle, they realized it was just an accident. So I thought that was pretty crazy.
That is crazy. I saw a show. They were talking about on the news. You know, how news brings up stories that are absolutely irrelevant to anybody in life. Well, apparently people died on New Year's Day. Like 3 people died from gunshot wounds for bullets that were fired in the air and then came back down.
Yeah, one of them apparently was a 6-year-old girl.
I didn't see that.
Stray bullet, just randomly from New Year's Eve, clipped her.
You know, I noticed the story that I saw was 3 women, middle-aged women, and it just got me thinking, like, you know, is it some like pissed off husband, like shoot him in the top of the head and then be like, they fucking, she just fell over.
No idea what happened. She was
No idea.
Walking down the street and fell out.
Yeah. Oh, men are crazy.
Oh man, I've got an ad on one of my articles. So this little boy actually got a magnifying glass for Christmas. Did you see that article?
Nah. A magnifying glass. Scientist. It's a scientist.
Yeah, I guess it was like a science set. Let's see.
What a nerd.
I gotta turn off my fucking ad blocker. What a crock of shit. Fucking CNN.
Article 2.
So. Oh God, Pelosi. Makes me want to.
Oh, Nancy. Nancy's had some work done, hasn't she?
Oh, most
Lord.
definitely. Yeah, she's pinned up like a fucking voodoo doll.
She is. She looks awful.
So this one, I kind of felt like you would relate to this story, Scott. Caesars Casino in Canada is sued by a compulsive gambler for failing to stop him. And this reminded me of our kind of our 2019 generation of everyone thinking the government should be out to make their decisions.
Absolutely.
It says a very unlucky gambler suing a casino in Canada after losing $260,000 during 2 visits, saying he should have never been allowed to place wagers in the first place.
Agreed. I should have stopped him.
Tarwinder Shokar alleges that Caesars Windsor should have known about his compulsive gambling and alcohol addiction during his 2013 visits and should have been aware that he had been banned from other casinos for disruptive behavior.
Yep.
Shokar, who has other criminal fraud convictions, said the casino overserved him alcohol and even encouraged his gambling while he was intoxicated.
Yep. They encouraged his gambling at a casino?
Yeah.
It wasn't like he was at like a 7-Eleven. They're like, look, you need to buy these fucking lotto tickets.
The Ontario Lottery and Gaming Corporation, which regulates the province's casinos, is also named in the lawsuit. Our position is he was a compulsive gambler, and the casino and/or OLG were either well aware of his past background or should have been. So apparently they should have known that this guy liked to get drunk and cause problems in casinos, and they're the assholes for letting him in.
I agree.
So he lost.
Charlie, let me make this argument. Let me put this in some light that you can understand. Human beings don't know what's good for them. You know who knows what's good for you, Charlie?
No,
Government.
who
Government.
do they?
They know exactly what you need. They know exactly what you should be doing, and they should make rules in every aspect of your life to keep you from doing things. Because Charlie, if they don't do that, you're going to become, what's that guy's name?
Show car.
Showcar. You're going to be Showcar. You're going to be
Yeah,
a drunk gambler, drunk, broke gambler, but the government will step in and save you because they know what you need, Charlie. Don't you think?
Yeah, I feel like I should wear a helmet or something before they come out with all of these new laws.
I think the government should make you wear a helmet.
He lost 70 grand over several hours his first visit, and he went back a few days later and threw down another 190 grand.
Jesus Christ.
He said the casino footed the bill for hundreds of dollars in taxi rides to and from his home.
Really? They're like, yeah, come on back, dude.
Yeah.
Wasted. He probably went in there wasted. Wasted as fuck. Yeah, I mean, quite frankly, I mean, okay, I get it. That's kind of unethical in a way because they knew he was hammered. They're like, yeah, send the fuck. Because I could see like the manager of casino being like, yeah, get that fucking Catan or whatever his name back in here. You guys a dumbass.
Yeah. So we do something here. I want to know how you feel about it.
Where in Louisiana?
Yeah, where the casinos actually they have buses for the elderly people, and they go to the nursing homes and pick up the patients that are still mobile, and a certain amount of their fixed income they can take to the casino and gamble it. A lot of people are against it because they say they're not in their right minds, and
they're not.
Old people are like, what am I going to do? Give it to my kids? I might as well fucking enjoy it. This is the only place I can go now.
That's the way I feel. I'm going to spend every single dime before I die. Every dime.
So do you think they should be allowed to pick up the
I mean, you know what? As long as it's limited, like I could see like somebody going in there getting in trouble. But as long as the income is limited, why not let them go have some fun? But I mean, I do know, like my dad has no idea what the fuck is going on. Like you literally could go in there, he would just start giving 20s to me. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what the hell's going on. But I mean, so I get it. But at the same time, if it's recreational, they can't really do anything. If you're an old folks home, what can you really do? Hey,
right.
Karaoke on like Wednesday, like Bingo. Fish night on Tuesday. Like there's like nothing to really do.
So I say fucking let them blow it.
I do too.
So the 12-year-old boy, Caden, was experimenting with his new magnifying glass outside his Texas home, and he accidentally lit the lawn on fire.
Caden did?
They have pictures. I was trying to pull them up. This might work. But basically, he just left a scorched earth behind.
You know?
Let's see. And I just thought that was hilarious because we've all been that kid, like trying to burn an ant, and then let's see if you can see this.
Burn his parents' house down like a dick.
Yeah, basically. Like, can you see the scorched earth there? Or
is that Caden right there pulling his pants up?
Yeah,
he looks like a complete dickhead. He looks like a complete dick.
That's like Dennis the Menace. Yep.
Did you see the people in the background? Did they have matching outfits?
Yeah, they're wearing matching pajamas.
That was their Christmas. That was their Christmas outfits.
Yeah,
they like got. He's like, "Fuck your outfits," and his shirt matches their pants.
His pants, I guess. Yeah,
he should have burned the whole house down. Seeing that, the whole house should be burned down.
That's what was wrong. He was pissed they made him wear those pajamas and take a picture.
That's probably what happened. Caden's a dick.
He actually probably had a lighter. It wasn't even the magnifying.
I can tell by looking at that kid that he's a shit kid. He's just a shitty kid. You can tell by looking at him. Go back. Can we see Caden again? Bring Caden back up.
So
he's a dickhead. Look at that kid. You can tell he's a dickhead.
Hang on. Let's see if there's a. Here we go. Here's one. Oh, God damn it.
I can tell. I can tell a dickhead kid when I see one. And that's true. Kids are dickheads, by the way. They fucking ruin everything.
Hold on 1 second. I'm coming. That's what she said.
Patrick King says, Scott, your dad calls and wants to know what color car you want him to get to drive you around. I got the same exact car. I went to the dealer or the rental place. He gave me the same exact car I had. Upgraded, actually.
Oh, Caden actually wears the same shirt as Roseanne's husband. I just realized.
Roseanne Barr?
Yeah, I remember the show that she had.
Yeah, John Goodman.
Yeah,
Fucking John Goodman's fantastic.
his pajamas match the kid.
Curtains match drapes. How's that go? Yeah, Caden's a dick.
Oh my god, that looks like Johnny in the background. That's fucking Johnny Drips with
That is Johnny Drips. That's Johnny Drips and Stephen Garlington.
Yep, that's all.
Having Christmas together. Look at their terrible decorations. Those are the worst decorations ever. Those lights.
Oh
That
my
took
God,
all of
they
1
are.
minute to set up. Wow, burnt the yard down. Look at him. He's look how satisfied Caden is with his destruction. look at the satisfied look on that little shit's face.
Yep.
It's like, fuck it, I burnt the whole yard down. I don't give a fuck.
I burnt that shit down.
Yeah, I wanted a fucking PlayStation 3, 4.
You gave me a
You gave me a
magnifying
magnifying glass. So that's what you get. Get your fucking yard burned down.
So the last story kind of reminded me of your deal. Connecticut driver live streamed himself going 102 miles per hour and crashing, police say.
What?
A Connecticut driver live streamed himself recklessly speeding more than 100 miles per hour and crashing his vehicle on an exit ramp. They posted the Daredevil's video on Facebook, writing, quote, "Sometimes a trooper's accident report writes itself." The operator was kind enough to publicly live stream himself traveling over the Gold Star Memorial Bridge while driving at reckless speeds prior to being involved in the accident.
Really?
So
wait a minute. How fast was he going? 102?
102. Yep.
That fucker topped out. He had it topped out at 102.
Yep.
It wouldn't go any faster.
Well, a trooper actually clocked him at 102 right before he got to the bridge.
Yeah.
So the trooper fucking hits lights and is gonna go chase him, but he wipes out. Did
he go over the bridge?
He went over the bridge. Let's see.
Into the water?
No, I don't think he went in the water. It says a trooper clocked Hoffler going 102 on the bridge just before the crash. It added that the trooper gave chase, and by the time he called up, Hoffler had crashed, taking down 40 feet of guardrail and rolling the car. So it was a pretty bad fucking accident. He was charged with
reckless. That's Caden's next step.
He was charged with reckless.
Caden's next thing. In like 10 years, he'll be that guy.
Yeah. He was charged with reckless driving with a suspended license, driving an uninsured car, making an improper turn, and possession of more than an ounce of marijuana.
Oh, he had an ounce of marijuana on him, did he? You think he'd drive slower if he was stoned, wouldn't you?
You would think so. The comments on this article are hilarious.
Give us a few.
Too bad he wore his seatbelt. Listening to him talk and witnessing his stupidity, humanity would be better off without his DNA. Good news for his mom. Now she can rent out the basement and finally make some money. That's going to be a lot of extra shifts at Popeyes to pay those tickets and get a new ride.
What kind of car is he driving? Does it show his car?
A Versa. Nissan Versa, apparently.
Nissan Versa?
Yeah. I didn't know
quick.
they went 102 miles.
That's what I'm saying. He had it topped out. That's a 4-cylinder.
Yep.
He had that fucker topped out. It was screaming, man. Fucking screaming. Everybody at Nissan's like, look, you don't need to drive this car over at 80 miles an hour. Like 102, like you're losing control completely. That car can't handle that. No
Somebody said, I hope he brought an extra pair of shorts. As God is my witness, I wouldn't have believed a Nissan Versa could break 100.
Chuck, it can. Fast as
He
shit.
was late to pick up his welfare check.
Could be.
There's some comments about liberals. Someone said knew he was a pot smoker by the Christmas tree hanging from his mirror.
That's a sure sign. Sure
Yep.
tell sign.
Yeah,
I don't think you get in trouble for an ounce of weed. Can you?
Yeah.
Depend on state you're in.
A lot of states, that's right. That's the limit. Like you can have an ounce or less to carry. And
It's 2 ounces here in Ohio.
is it 2 ounces?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Medical.
I also, let's see if I can find this last article that I had. Fucking looking for Caden's picture. I messed up my tabs here.
Sorry about that.
I had one. We'll probably cover it next week. I got to do some more research, but it says Pennsylvania woman who lit motorhome on fire while wearing an Act Crazy t-shirt was arrested.
The shirt said "Act Crazy."
Yep. And I guess they had her on video surveillance wearing that shirt and lighting someone's motorhome on fire. Let's see. Let me find here. Man urinates in airport.
Waylon, everybody saying hi to you. Waylon Jennings.
Man urinates in airport terminal in front of horrified passengers. I haven't read this yet, but I can only assume it's going to be good.
That's going to be pretty good.
A shocking video of a man urinating in an airport terminal has the internet horrified. The pissy offense caught on camera was shared by the Instagram account at Passenger Shaming on Tuesday. Hey, that's an Instagram account we need to check out. In the video, which has been viewed more than 200,000 times, the unidentified man is seen sitting beside a number of passengers. With his pants unzipped and his unmentionables out, he begins to urinate on the floor.
Just hammered. Just got hammered.
Only I called them unmentionables. Some passengers can be seen watching the man in shock. Why isn't anyone doing anything about this? Just sitting there watching, someone else wondered.
Somebody do something.
Another person joked in the comments, his poker face game is strong. You're going to have to watch this video later.
I pissed on a bar once. Did I ever tell you that story?
No.
Yeah.
There was
at a bar. I was at a bar one time.
Hang on a second. Hang on.
Pissed on it.
There was at least one
bartender caught me. But,
there was at least one person who came to the man's defense, saying, "Mind your own business. Let the man get some release or give him a hand."
Get this guy a cup for Christ's sakes.
All right. So tell me what happened at the bar.
So I don't know how old I was. I was probably like 21, 22. I went to a bar up in Kent, Ohio. If you know anything about Kent, Ohio, that's where Kent State is. Huge party town. Went to this bar called Screwy Louie's. Screwy Louie's in the basement of this building. And it was so packed. So packed. So I went to get in line for the bathroom, and it was literally like 19 guys. And I was like, I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll just hold it. Went to the bar to get a beer. Well, I stand at the bar. I waited at the bar for like 30 minutes to get a beer. So I was already pissed off. So I'm fucking hammered. And I stand up next to the bar, and I'm ordering a beer. And I fucking unzip my pants, put my dick out, and started pissing all over the bar. The guy is talking to me. Now, at one moment, I can tell you the precise moment when he realized something was not right with me, because I'm sitting there, I like leaned my head back when it started to flow. I was like, oh. And when I did that, he made eye contact. He looked at me, and I looked down. I noticed he's looking at me. He's like, why is that guy making that face? And I recovered quickly. And I was like, well, I need, I don't know, Bud Light, a shot of Jim Beam, whatever, Rolling Rock and a shot of Jim Beam. And he got my beer while I was pissing on his bar.
And gave you the beer?
Nobody noticed. Nobody had a fucking clue I did it. Nobody noticed. Walked away, slushed away, and
he probably fucking like grabbed a towel and went to wipe the bar off and then smelled it. It's like,
no, it wasn't on the bar. It was like I was leaning against the bar, and I pissed down the bar.
Oh.
Yeah, just whipped out my dick and started pissing. I was like, I really had to go. I was like, I can't hold it anymore. I can't wait in that line. It was like a hostage situation. I was like, I'm gonna have to do something here.
You could have gone outside, Scott.
I did that. Same bar. I have stories for days. Same bar. I did that. I fucking went outside. This was this was like maybe a couple years before I went up there. I was underage. And I went up there and I went to that bar, and I had to piss, and I went to get in line. It was like 19 people deep. So I went outside the bar to go take a piss while fucking somebody tapped me on the shoulder. I was like, hold the fuck on. When I turned around, some lady cop sitting there with my dick out.
Shit.
Like, oh. She let me go. She blew me. And then she let me
must
go.
have been
She
impressed.
No, she wasn't. It's not impressive. I don't know why she let me go. Because she let me go in like the middle of Kent. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know where I was going. I was just walking. My buddies found me. They said I was walking down the street with two girls just walking around. Like, what are you doing, Scott? I was like, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going. And then my buddy's like, come with us. I went with them. Woke up with no pants on, and I used to sleepwalk when I drank, like in my 20s.
Oh,
And I would
geez.
always sleepwalk, and I'd always end up weird places with no pants on. Never had pants on. I'd be naked from the waist down. I'd have a shirt on or a jacket, something. But I'd have no pants on. And I woke up in this is crazy. This is all fucking true. And the reason I'm telling you, the reason I can get away with telling you, because this is all true. I woke up in the sitting area of this dormitory with no pants on. Just passed out, sleeping.
Was it a girls'
I was like, what the fuck am I
dormitory?
doing
Or
out here? Huh?
was it a female dormitory?
It was a mixed. It was a co-ed. Yeah.
Co-ed? Yeah.
I'm sure some people were pretty impressed.
So
This guy's fucking passed
I,
out, no pants. Like today, I'd be all over the internet.
Yeah.
Passed out.
dude, I have the story. I was dating a girl who was actually an RA in the dorm, an all-female dorm, and the RA is like the manager, like their
Residential assistant.
Yeah,
They're
but
the
they're
norm.
in charge of the place.
They're dicks.
So she was going to school a few hours here, so when I would go, I would spend the night. And of course, no dudes are supposed to spend the night. Well, I wake up at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was no dudes like from midnight until 12 noon or something like that. So I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I've got to piss so bad. So I'm like, I got to piss, and she says, you can't go down the hall. Like, no dudes are allowed here. So I'm like, no, I'm telling you, like, I've really got to go. Well, I have a shy bladder anyway.
You got shy bladder.
Yeah. So I really did back then, especially when I was sober. So I'm like, all right. She's like, just pee in a bottle or something. So I didn't have any bottles. So I just started grabbing bottled water and just pouring it out. So she goes and walks down the hall, and I pee in the bottle, but I fill it up, and I'm like, son of a bitch. So I ended up filling up like 3.5 water bottles.
When you have to go to the bathroom, when you were drinking, when you're drinking, you had to go to the bathroom. I could pee forever, literally. Yeah. All right, so. We've wasted a half hour just talking about stupid shit.
Oh, news. So speaking of news, I saw Trump vaping a jewel on our thumbnail. I thought that was pretty impressive.
Trump's a vapor. Trump blows clouds.
He can do that because he's.
Did you know that? Clouds 2020.
Cloud.
That's his campaign.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I heard it was Make America Vape Again, but I like Clouds 2020.
Clouds 2020, Make America Vape Again. That's what so we got a new law. Charlie, you're going to tell us a little bit about the new law, federal law just passed now. Doesn't affect state law, correct? So states can still do what they want to do, but the federal law has been
That's
passed.
not right.
No?
No. Like, which you want to talk about T21 first?
So yeah, let's start out with T21. We talked a little bit about it last week. Let's go ahead.
So they started the federal T21 law, Tobacco 21. So states can basically set more strict requirements, but they're not supposed to set less strict requirements. Enforcement is where things get tricky, but a state can't say we're going to sell tobacco at 18 or 19. They could say we're not going to sell tobacco until you're 25, but they can't go the other way.
Gotcha. Right.
Makes sense. So I really want to hear what chat thinks. If you are for T21 or against T21 federally, because it's got pros and cons. There's people 18, 19, 20 that may have been smokers or may have been vapors that have been legally using products for 2 years that all of a sudden became illegal.
Yeah.
With the stroke of a pen. So chat, tell me how you feel about it. X1 if you're for T21 or X2 if you think it's a bad thing. Mm-hmm. What do you think about T21, Scott?
It's bullshit. Complete bullshit. I mean, part of me thinks it's a great idea because it gets fucking antis off our back. But the problem with it is the antis are never going to stop. They're never going to
That's
stop
exactly-
until
that's
all
what I
vaping is banned. Not
Yeah.
flavors, not this, not that. All vaping is banned. They're not going to stop.
No,
Ever.
I don't even think
And-
they're going to worry about cigarettes. I don't think they're even going to focus on cigarettes as
They don't give a
long
fuck
as
about cigarettes anymore.
one person is still vaping.
They don't give a fuck about cigarettes
illegally.
anymore. They're making
Yeah.
way too much money. There's too much public outrage and fear that's been drummed up by a bunch of fucking by all the news agencies and by all the government agencies and things of that nature that have put people in fear that they can make a shit ton of money off anti-vaping, and they know that. And that's
Yep.
what they're going to stick with. And quite frankly, it's complete bullshit because, as I mentioned before, how can you put somebody, and like the kids they're sending over to protect the embassy in Baghdad are not all 21 years old.
That's
They're
right.
not all 21. There's kids that are 19 years old going over there to protect that place, and they can't smoke, and they can't vape, they can't dip, they
Yeah,
can't buy tobacco products. It's fucking bullshit.
right.
Complete
And
bullshit.
to me, another hypocritical thing, you know, some branches of the military have no vaping policies. But anybody in the military will tell you that smoking is a rite of passage. A lot of people go overseas in the military and either take up smoking or dipping, one of the two, and then all of a sudden they come back and they've been over there fighting for our country on the front lines, dodging bullets, and they can't buy a fucking Juul or whatever they want at the
They
store.
can't buy a pack of cigarettes.
Right.
I mean, really?
Yep.
Really? Like that to me is outrageous. It's absolutely outrageous. And I think that this mindset of government, like we're getting so much, and this is the thing that really bothers me, is we're getting so used to government overstep, government overreach. We're just getting so used to it that, like I said, banning 25 years ago, you said you're going to ban something. They look at you like you're fucking crazy.
Yep.
But nowadays,
There it
banning
goes.
gets thrown out for everything, man.
Yeah.
Ban it, ban it,
To
ban
me,
it.
it's gone the way that privacy went. 25 years ago, if you would have told people they'd be willingly giving up all their information on a social network and allowing the government to surveil them with microphones in their house, they would have told you that you were crazy. And slowly we've just chipped away at that privacy to now where Apple and Amazon and Google listening in our homes is a normal thing. And I think we're doing the same thing with laws and the feds on restrictions and telling us how to live our lives. They're just slowly chipping away at it.
Let me tell you something. When you go, so let me tell you how your life is being managed. That like you go into Instagram, like this is one thing I'm noticing now. Like people on Instagram that I follow, that I've never talked to in my life. People on Facebook and people on Instagram are different. People on Facebook, typically I know who they are. I know them either by a name or a face or a nickname, but I recognize them. I know who they are. People on Instagram, I don't necessarily know, but I follow a lot of people. I try to follow everybody back that follows me. If you have something vape related, I will follow you back and I'll look at your content. How am I starting to get people you may know in Facebook by people that I follow in Instagram? Now you may say, well, that's no big deal, but think about it. It is a big deal because what they're doing is they're cross-threading all that shit. So now they're building this profile of you and they're starting to connect you with everybody and everything. So if they do it for people, they'll probably start doing it for other things as well, is my point.
Oh, yeah.
So they're starting to like profile you, a consumer profile of you, right?
That's
What you want to
exactly right.
consume so they can force feed you more shit.
Yeah.
And it's fucked up, man, that they keep
But
that.
they're
All that
not- I
information
mean-
has to be stored somewhere. Right?
Yeah. But like if you've got Siri or Google Now or Google Assistant or Alexa, they're monitoring for those keywords with a constant recording 2 or 3 seconds at a time.
Yeah.
And all that's just going into that same database. And in China, they've got this social credit system where because they're in the cities where it's established, they've always got cameras on. So if you spit on the sidewalk or jaywalk or whatever the case is, if they think the government thinks it's immoral, it's tied to the banking system. So in order to buy anything in a store or a restaurant, you have to have a debit card account, sort of. And so they use this mass surveillance and they keep a score on you, but they also just fine you. Like you don't go to court or anything. They hit you with jaywalking. They just pull it right out of your account and put your face on a billboard as a criminal. And I think that's what we're headed for here.
The one thing about it, they say so Facebook and Google owns Facebook and IG, or
So
Facebook owns IG.
Facebook owns IG. Yeah.
And I get it. Okay, so they're the same company, but that doesn't matter because I didn't sign. I don't have those accounts linked.
Right.
I don't have those accounts. I have
In your
different
mind,
accounts.
you didn't give Facebook permission to share your information with Instagram.
Right, but
so
it
to
goes
speak.
beyond that. That's their thinking, is what I'm saying. Is that's
Yep.
their thinking. They're profiling you to get a consumer
right.
profile of you
Yep.
through these social media apps. Now, I recognized it by the friends because I'm like, I don't know this person. I have no friend connections with this person. But yet, yeah, I do recognize this person from IG. Okay, but why are they been putting my people you may know request thing? Like, it's just
Right.
very odd. And
Yeah,
and that's
and-
the thing, is that information is being stored somewhere. I guess is what the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And so eventually, when they want to come down on vaping hard enough in 10 years or whatever it is, that's a big thing that they want to make someone an example out of. They're just going to go pull that database and say he's not living right by our standards,
Right.
by the
Right.
standards of tobacco-free kids or whoever it is at that time.
It's really insane, and it feels like, the thing that gets me is, and this is the thing I fight with in my own mind, is it feels like there's an end game to everything that's done, that there's an end game, and that they're patiently waiting and slowly turning, like the changes, like you said, the changes with privacy and things like that. They're slowly turning it to get to an end goal. Right. Like, I think the whole thing with nicotine, the whole war on vaping I think the end game of that is to schedule nicotine and then give the pharmaceutical only people you can get nicotine from.
Right.
And $1 billion business, be a
I think
$1 billion
so, too.
business for the pharmaceutical companies.
Right.
And I think that's the end game, but it seems like, there's different things. They just barely turning it, constantly turning it. And it's terrifying in a way, because the erosion of the rights that we've had in this country over my short lifespan, 46 years, has changed.
Mm-hmm.
It's changed.
Well,
And it's sad.
Within a few days, once the Cuomo thing happened in New York with the vape ban that he tried to institute through executive order,
Yeah.
and we all were keeping an eye on New York. Well, within about 2 days, Cuomo issued another press release that he was going to ban chocolate milk.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Ban chocolate milk?
Yeah, that's what he wanted to do. I'm not sure if it went through or not. There's been a few more steps of the process along the way. Of course, I'm way more into vape advocacy than chocolate milk advocacy. But I don't even like chocolate milk, but the government shouldn't be able to just take an executive action and say we're not going to have chocolate milk in this state.
Like, it's unimaginable to me.
Right.
I mean,
Because
that guy's a fucking menace. He needs to be removed from office completely.
What they're saying is you're too stupid to regulate how much chocolate milk you drink.
You are.
Basically.
Yeah.
Right.
You are, Charlie. You're too dumb. You and your chocolate milk will just not stand.
Luckily, I don't drink chocolate milk. I'm smarter than that.
I love chocolate milk. I love chocolate shakes. Let me tell you. So, have you been seeing the Bloomberg commercials? This guy just has a chance in hell. Bloomberg does not have a chance in hell.
I watched one of his commercials, one of the first ones that came out after he announced, but that was it.
Did you see what he wants to do with the office space in the White House?
No.
So he wants to completely open up the White House, get rid of all the walls, all the rooms. And he wants to open it up and make it look like Cubicle City in the White House, where everybody will work together, and he'll just sit in there and work with everybody.
So
that's his plan for the White House.
Destroy a few hundred years of history. Like,
yeah.
Screw the Lincoln bedroom. We're just gonna bust those walls out. And,
Fuck
yeah,
Lincoln.
we'll just hang a curtain there or something.
What's Lincoln done for me lately? He ain't done nothing for Mike Bloomberg. He ain't done nothing for Mike Bloomberg. Mike Bloomberg. That's what he said. So he put that on Facebook the other day. And the best thing is watching people troll Mike Bloomberg. It's fucking phenomenal. Oh, yeah. It's phenomenal.
And he's made so many enemies. And I didn't realize I knew how corrupt he was. I didn't realize how visible the corruption is with what he did in New York City with rent control and landlords and that kind of thing until the last few months. it's unbelievable that he still thinks he would have support to run for president, but he's at that level where he thinks he's untouchable.
He's got people around him that
Yep.
constantly tell him, you know, it is, there is nothing worse for genius and success than having people around you telling you how great of a job you're doing constantly.
Right.
Because and that's Bloomberg is in this bubble of this Manhattan bubble, which I always refer to that. The news coming out of Manhattan and everything coming out of Manhattan, they're in this fucking bubble on that island. They don't know anything about the rest of the United States, nor do they care. They don't care.
Right.
You know, but now he has to care.
That's
Now he
right.
has to care if he wants to run for president. Because people
So-
in Ohio will not vote for him. We won't fucking vote for that guy.
So on the T21, and we mostly got X2s and a few X3s. So do you want to move into talking about the flavor ban?
Sure.
So as of a few days ago, was it yesterday? They actually released
The second. Yeah, it was yesterday.
yeah, I think it was the second. They released the final guidance on flavored and child appealing enforcement of ends products. Let me see what they actually called it. And I'll throw a link in chat in a few minutes. Enforcement priorities for electronic nicotine delivery systems and other deemed products on the market without pre-market authorization, which is PMTA's certification. Guidance for the industry. So in a nutshell, I really recommend everybody needs to read the PDF. Don't just go off of the headlines or the news stories that you see.
I wonder if somebody could throw a link in chat with that if you have a
Yeah,
chance.
I'll grab it because I know where it is. So the breaking news that I'm sure most people have seen on Facebook or Twitter is closed pod. The government's going after closed pod systems and made an exception for open vapor until May of 2020 when it comes to vaping flavors. So they very loosely defined a cartridge-based vaping system as sealed or unsealed. In my opinion, they left it vague on purpose. What do you think about that?
It's really unreadable, quite frankly, with for me, with defining exactly what it is. What I understand it to be is Juul and stuff like that are limited to menthol and tobacco flavors, and open systems, which are sold in vape shops, are allowed to use flavors. That's what I read.
Yeah, and that's pretty much correct. What they do, though, discuss a whole lot is they're starting with this. The main thing that they're worried about is small concealable devices. Pre-filled with auto draw is their first focus, but devices that represent another device can be easily hidden, like a device that looks like a flash drive amongst a computer disk. Maybe if you're wearing a watch and you have a watch pod, they don't say that. They say devices that look like other items and can easily be concealed.
So corrupt.
That's their big priority.
So fucking corrupt. Yeah, let's get rid of the convenient devices that help people stop smoking. Let's get rid of those. And let's get rid of the ones that really help people stop smoking that have been proven. The pre-filled devices that help people stop smoking, that stop at convenience stores and buy a pre-filled vaping device so they can quit smoking. Let's get rid of those. That's what it's not. And that's the whole thing, is it's not about kids. It's never been about kids. It's about eliminating the biggest part of our community right there. And once they cut our legs out with that and the money goes away, then they'll take away the open systems.
And they're
don't
real,
even think for a second they won't.
They're real clear. This does not say at all that open systems will be left alone. They say that their first priority will be the pre-filled systems, and they'll see how things go. Anything considered child appealing or considered marketing to children will be the first thing they go after. I think when you think of this as a reasonable person and you say, okay, we've all got to give up something. Let's make a settlement agreement. Let them have pre-filled close pods, and they'll leave the rest of us alone. All of us enthusiast vapors that know how to build or don't mind changing coils will be fine. In my opinion, they're just setting up basically the on-ramp to totally ban everything. And
That's what they're going to do.
they're doubling down on that May 2020 date with the PMTAs. We bought a few months, but that's it for now.
Let me tell you, there is any of this stuff that happens, any of this stuff, they could come out today and say they're banning everything. Does not affect me, does not affect you, doesn't affect anybody in chat. Experienced hobby vapors doesn't affect us. Who it does affect is the 480,000 people that die every year from smoking. That's who it affects, and that's who we really need to be concentrating on. So them getting rid of these disposable pod systems or any of that shit is all fucking horse shit. It's all horse shit.
Right. Yeah.
And it needs to be fought. And yeah, okay, it's a victory for us right now, but don't think they're not thinking about getting rid of everything. They're thinking about getting. They want to get rid of it all.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And one thing I was disappointed in was, and it's been disappointing before. They've made similar statements, but they kind of not jumped on the Juul bandwagon previously. But British American Tobacco, who did a ton of R&D early on in vaping, and said eventually we want to do away with analog cigarettes and go completely to an electronic cigarette, because their business model was, if we can get everyone vaping without these health concerns, or buying our electronic cigarette devices without these health concerns,
it'll be the 1920s again.
Right, because we have the pros and we lose the cons. We lose that horrible reputation. They came out basically and said, yeah, we totally support the flavor bans, because we're going to be fine with our tobacco high nic devices, and we're better off as a business if we just get rid of those other guys that have flavored vapor products. And along with, they're planning to use the PMTAs against us. And in my opinion, they're setting it up for a total market reset where they wipe us out. And when you read the PMTA guidance, it's written for a closed device with a proprietary connection, and not to be opened or modified. And that's what we're heading for. So I just really hope that people don't get a false sense of security with what the news that we've just heard, and keep fighting.
There's two things I want to say. One, the no tamper proof devices. Who's that sound like? That sounds like a medical pharma device to me. That's what it sounds like. That's what we're going towards. Don't ever think that's not the end goal. The end goal is that pharma will be the only people that give these out. Trust me, that's the end goal, and you'll pay $50 for a cartridge.
Yeah, that's
$50.
That's right, because that falls into, because they're going to price them for insurance, and
it'll be just as safe. It'll be no safer than this.
No, that's exactly right. It may be, in fact, it may be more dangerous, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And the other thing is, and Meech says it here, this is exactly what's going to happen as well. You're already starting to see articles that open devices they're switching over to open devices for teens.
Yep.
That's what you're going to start seeing. The teens are buying these open devices. They're putting all kinds of liquid in them. Who knows what liquid they're putting in them? Doesn't say on the bottle. That's the other thing they're going to start saying. It doesn't say on the bottle what's in it.
Right.
There's no description. You don't know what's in there. How do you know what's in there?
Yeah, there's no warning labels. They love to say that. I can't tell you how many hearings that I've seen them sit there, legislators, and say there's no warning labels. These kids don't even know there's nicotine in the bottle. They don't. And we've got laws and regulations that say 30% of your label has to be a nicotine warning. I believe it's 30 or 33%, a third of the label, basically. But they'll sit up there and say, we don't know what's in these products. They don't tell kids there's nicotine in these products. There's no warning label. Who knows what could be in there?
Absolutely. All the kids are getting a hold of it. They don't know what's in it. And then all of a sudden a kid gets a hold of one that has something bad in it. And then that's the whole fucking water. That's it. That's when everything gets thrown out right there, because the kids are using stuff that's open. We need to make sure we can't use them anymore. There's no safe way to do it. There's no safe way to do it. And all it takes is one. That's it. And it's done. I'll tell you, man, it is, I think that anybody in this community should be feverishly outraged at what is going on in America right now, in the United States of America, and that there is no rest. There is no rest. This fight will never, ever stop.
That's exactly right.
And we have to keep fighting it.
I can't beg people enough. We've only seen just the beginning. I don't think we've seen a taste of what the fight is going to be like in the next several months leading up to May of 2020. People have seen it as a positive thing that the FDA says in the new guidance. As a practical matter, we'll never be able to enforce PMTA against all products.
Right.
With our resources. What that means is, Mr. President, we need a whole lot more money next year because we've got a lot of products that are just going to stay on the market and be in these kids' hands.
But what they can do is fine and shut down shops. That's what they'll do.
Yep.
They're not going to go to the distributors. They're just going to go to the shops, start closing them down.
Yep.
It's sad, man. It's sad and it's scary.
I'll tell you what. We've accomplished more by fighting and not laying down and taking it than I ever expected us to when I made my predictions this time last year.
You know what's funny is I was reading an article and they were saying the vaping lobby saved vaping. It's like, no, fucking American people save vaping. We save vaping. We fought and saved vaping. And, you can point to people that are more, Greg and Paul Blair and Matt Cawley, Grim Green. I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot. The Legion, those gentlemen did a fantastic job fighting constantly. And they're angry. They're like me. The Legion, and I feel like I'm more related to them than I am to the other guy because they're pissed off and I'm pissed off. But those guys, all of us have fought. And, those are the guys who are leading it, but really it's all of us. It's all of us who have fought this whole thing.
And for the people that haven't read it or haven't read it yet, there's a lot of warnings about what's to come with child appealing labels. And it doesn't matter if you're marketing to children when you have certain labels. You can't give the impression that you're marketing to children. So I really hope that these shops step up, and as consumers, regardless of what the hype juice is, we need to support the guys that are doing it right, because I think that's going to make the difference in whether open vapor lives or dies and how the PMTAs get handled. In my opinion, one of the worst things that could happen is if we buy enough time to make it through the election, and then our votes aren't as much leverage as we've got right now. So I would rather see us head off this war before the election of 2020, in my opinion.
So Lead Pipe asks, do you think kids will go to refillable carts? Do I think they'll go to refillable carts? Some will, but the media will make you think they all did.
Oh yeah,
they will. They're going to ride that.
I think kids will continue using tobacco flavor. Compared to the cigarettes we smoke, they taste way better, and that taste sure didn't keep us from, a whole generation of us from starting smoking.
I mean, I think that I don't think there's a win. I don't think there's a way. It's impossible to fully protect the industry. To fully protect it. And what I mean by that is to produce things that they can't say are appealing to kids, or that they can't make spin a story to look bad against us. There's no way, because that's their job and that's what they do.
Yep.
And they're going to figure out a way to do it no matter what we do.
We don't have to make it any easier for them though.
I know. All right. Well, we got a giveaway before we get out of here. 6 o'clock, Charlie. We buzzed through that, man. Yeah. Crazy. Got a giveaway. We're going to do a $25 gift certificate to the best e-liquid on the face of this earth. Look here. Some Shy Tots e-liquid, Mont Blanc. This is my number one, my go-to. I need a number between 1 and 100. Closest number without going over wins yourself a $25 gift certificate. Go. It's wording like cotton candy appeal to children. Well, descriptions have to be washed as well. Yeah. The thing about it is, I mean, the proof that the flavors are a motivating factor for smokers to quit smoking and using e-products, e-cigarettes, is overwhelming.
Yeah, it's
And
huge. And the 2019 youth tobacco study shows us that flavors are not a big reason for kids to be vaping.
and it doesn't matter.
Right.
They're still writing that.
That's
They're
exactly
still writing
right.
that, even though, because it doesn't matter what the data says.
No,
They're not
that's
worried
right.
about facts. They're not worried about that. They don't care about that. I
Well,
mean, it doesn't matter what the facts say.
One thing that Dr. Phil has always said, and I saw the light the first time I heard it, but I see it more with vaping, is perception is reality. And it doesn't matter what the data says. If the typical American person reading the newspaper reads that we're making these flavors and marketing to kids, they're not going to go check Instagram and say, what do these ads look like? They're going to say, oh yeah, they're all over Instagram, and this new thing kids are using, that damn TikTok app is hooking kids on all the nicotines.
Yep.
And that's just whatever their perception is going to be reality.
Absolutely. And they've already done such a good job at getting misinformation out and really just pounding that information home. And they're great at it. I mean, that's what the media does. You know, the media is here to influence you to think a certain way.
Yeah.
They're not here to bring you the news. They're here to influence you and make you think a certain way.
One guy can come up with total bullshit and just look crazy when he runs it in a newspaper. But if several hundred media outlets across the country all run the story together at the same time, then it's got to be true.
Right. Right. Exactly. All right. I think we got enough in here. Let me run the number here. Oh yeah, U-Haul. U-Haul got rid of, will not hire anybody who uses nicotine.
Yep.
Well, fuck you. I don't want to work for U-Haul anyway. Fuck U-Haul. I won't use U-Haul anymore. Fuck them. Yep. I smoke or I vape, so I guess I can't use them anymore.
Yeah, that's right. I'll spend my money with fucking Ryder or Penske or someone.
Yep. Fuck them. All right. 1 to 100. First number is 21. Second number. Hey, Kim Dixon. How you doing, hon? Let's see. It won't generate. What the hell? 27. And the third number, it won't go. Hold on. Let me refresh this. All right. Third number is, what is wrong? Is it my internet? 8. Jesus. 8 is the third number.
That looks so
what the hell? I kept hitting it. It wouldn't change.
Keep going until you got an 8.
Yeah, right. I picked out 8. Does anybody got 8 in the chat? 6, Bull. I see Bull's got a 6. Anybody beat 6? Mr. Bull, I think you're the winner, buddy.
I'm going to double check since you screwed it up last week.
Hey, Dragon's Breath, how you doing, buddy? Yep, looks like we got Bull as our winner with 6. Congratulations, brother. Dermot, what's up, Dermot?
Hey, Dermot.
Squat Bull. You're our winner. Contact Jane for $25 gift stick. Charlie, you got any parting words before we dump out of here?
My only parting words are for people to really read the new guidance. Don't just go off of the headlines. And Matt Culley and Dimitri did a great show on the new guidance that came down on cartridge-based vaping. Other than that, check us out next week. I've been through the document some. I'll know more information next week after I've reviewed it some. And besides that, take it away, Scott.
All right. Well, hey, thanks, guys. I haven't been live this week. This is the first
you
time
do kind of look like that. I would agree with that. Yeah.
I can sing. That's how I sing.
All right,
It's a fucking rabbit hole, man. It's a rabbit hole. My God.
I haven't been.
There's so much good content. I'm overwhelmed with how much good content there is. It is great to see everybody. I hope everybody had a fantastic New Year. Thanks everybody for joining, checking us out. We'll be back next week. I don't know if I'll do a live show next week before the Vape at 5, or excuse me, before the Vape Hot Tub. But if I do, you guys all be invited. I'll be invited.
All right.
If you want.
Yep. Yeah. Hopefully we'll get some more good stories like when you wrecked your car.
There,
hey, check! I got this.
You never know what happens.
I got this for Christmas.
Fantastic. I haven't stopped using it since I've got it. I love it. I love this RDA. Maybe next week we'll do best of 2019. Next week we'll do that a little bit. We'll have Nick on here next week. We'll do that.
Sounds
All
awesome.
right, love you guys. You got tonight. You got some great shows. You got Vape Stew on tonight. You got Rising Vapors on tonight. You got the Green Room, and you got Tommy the motherfucking V bringing it home at 11 o'clock. I will see you guys in those chats. Have a fantastic weekend. Be safe. Have fun. Kick some ass. Later, guys.